Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you in our last session of computational linguistics. Now, we have about 15 people in the room, and I think that's about the class size. We can start. Just another quick check. Can you all hear me well? If you can hear me, please say yes into the poll. Okay. Now, just a quick check of our connection quality. Good. So I can see about 10 responses now. That's good. So in the last session today, we are going to cover corpus linguistics, computational lexicography, and then depending on the amount of time left, we're gonna review everything in the course, including your final projects. So that's it. Before we go into corpus linguistics, could you please go to the attendance track activity for session 8? It is now open in our course. Oh, okay, you have all taken attendance, so that's good. Oh no, I have only seen 8 people in the attendance track. So if you haven't taken your attendance yet, please do it now. So you have just watched the video on corpus linguistics, and I hope it gives you some basic ideas about why we need a corpus and what it can do. I think so far in the course, you are quite well aware of the importance of using linguistic databases for natural language processing tasks. We have used Pantry Bank in our coding. We have explored the universal dependency grammar databases. Now, they are own corpuses. So in the topic today, we're gonna dive more carefully into this topic, exploring the different corpuses, the regulations, and the ethics when we develop corpuses. So the sources of text for corpuses can be quite various. To begin with, we have a huge amount of written text available both in printed and digital formats. So written text here gonna include books, articles, essay, research papers, and they can come in a variety of topics, genres, and in various linguistic content. The more diverse topics and contents we have in the corpus, the more powerful tools we can develop. So if you relate to ChatGPT, for example, you see it is able to do virtually any kinds of tasks. That is because the corpus that were used to train ChatGPT cover virtually every topics on the internet. Now, apart from digital materials, we also have printed materials that serve as good sources of text for training. I think ChatGPT now mainly operate on the online repositories and digital archives, but if we can somehow convert all of the printed materials into the digital format, we're gonna have much bigger corpus, and that's the task of the computational linguistic experts in the coming decades. Why technologies like computer search engines and the automatic scripting tools available help a great deal in building these corpuses. We can still run into difficulties, especially the issues of copyright laws and intellectual properties. I think if you follow the news on artificial development lately, you have heard of legal disputes between OpenAI and some news agencies in the United States of America over the use of their news sources to train ChatGPT. So this is still unclear whether OpenAI violate the copyright laws. So this is an ongoing battle. This is something quite new, but it shows that building an extensive corpus can be quite difficult legally, despite the large support of the public for building useful tools like ChatGPTs. The copyright laws and the intellectual properties issues remains unresolved. Now, apart from the written corpuses, we also have huge spoken language corpus available on YouTube, on Vimeo, and Netflix, and other multimedia channels. By making use of spoken language corpora, we are able to capture the spontaneous dynamic interactions in language, and it allows for more natural generation of language. So in a spoken language corpora, we can have conversations that range from causal to professional conversations. The kind of lecture we are having now is considered, a professional conversation for spoken language corpora. Interview is another source, and apart from that, we have a lot of recordings on the internet, as well as broadcasts, radios, TVs, and live streaming channels all contributes to the rich spoken language corpora. Now, by making use of spoken language in building corpuses, we can extract patterns in language that are not available in written text, and we can also build language models that clearly shows the relationships between people and how they use the language. Now we call this the genre of the text. So depending on the social positions, the context of conversation, you can see very different language styles. For example, when you talk to me as your instructor of the course, the language style you use gonna be different. When you talk about the same topic, computational linguistics, for example, with your classmates. So by putting in the spoken language data, we can capture a lot more complexities and nuances of the language. Now, apart from written text, spoken text, we also have a large amount of data coming from specialized domain. For example, textbooks, legal documents, including contracts, opinions, statutes. You see, ChatGPT is able to generate even a legal contracts for you, thanks to the specialized text data in laws that it will train on. And apart from legal text, we can have a lot of literature in medical science, in technical fields, and the academic journals that I ask you to read is another very important source for training language models. So when you ask ChatGPT to help you draft an article or write something academic, probably the vocabulary, the structures, the styles of the language comes from the specialized domain corpora that we have just mentioned. Okay, so written text, spoken text, specialized corpora, those are the three main sources of data we can collect for building corpuses. Now, when you build your own corpus, it is almost impossible to collect all data on the internet or all data in a country. Even OpenAI could not do that at the moment. So to ensure the qualities of the corpus, we need to have good representations of the data, and this requires us to pay attention to sampling strategies. Now, by the way, if you have already done apply linguistic research. I hope you spend some time with quantitative research and you are familiar with the sampling strategies that I have just mentioned. Could you type into the chat window the Vietnamese equivalence, okay, of sampling strategies? Okay, what you call sampling strategies in Vietnamese? Now, what is sampling? Okay, yeah, something like that. Thank you, Minh Hạnh, for the response. It's, kỹ thuật lấy mẫu, right? Cách lấy mẫu. Can you tell me one or two sampling strategies that you know in research? Now, at the end of your master training, you're gonna do a thesis, and okay, this is gonna require you to do sampling. So, what sampling techniques have you heard of? Yeah, snowball. No, observation, interview, and surveys are not sampling strategies. They are, data, okay, collection strategies or techniques. Yeah, random sampling, good. Snowball sampling. Anything else? Yeah, convenient sampling, exactly. Quota sampling, that's it. Okay, now in computational linguistics, when we build corpuses, we use some of those sampling strategy, including random sampling. You have mentioned that. Okay, thank you, Ngọc Linh. Now, by random sampling, we just randomly pick up some text. For example, I want to analyze the writing styles of Vienna Express from 1999, that when it was first established until now, so more than 20 years, and I could not use all of the article published by Vienna Express, right? So I decided, for let's say they have published 1 million articles, and I know that I do not have computing power to run through all 1 million articles. So I would number all those articles from number 1 to number 1 million, and then randomly select, let's say 1,000, okay, or 10,000 articles. That is basically the ideas of random sampling. Now, by doing random sampling, we try to minimize the bias, okay, and also hopefully get some good representativeness of the data. But you see, you cannot eliminate, okay, all forms of bias with random sampling. When I randomly select 1,000 articles, chances are, okay, a lot more article may come from sports than news, for example, or a lot more articles may come from politics than business. So the representativeness of the data may not be very good. Now, so to mitigate the weakness of random sampling, we need another technique called stratified sampling. All right. By using stratified sampling, we try to divide the data into different strata or different categories, and then within each category we use some other techniques. It can be random sampling or other techniques. So going back to the VN Express article example, let's say we have 1 million articles, and in order to ensure better representativeness of the data, now I will put VN Express into strata like international news, domestic news, politics, education, entertainment, sports, health consultation, love consultations, and miscellaneous categories. Then within each strata, within each category, I will randomly select let's say 100 articles. That way I can ensure that each category of VN Express have their fair representations in the corpus. Now we also have purposive samplings, or some of you call it convenience sampling. By purposive sampling, we just select the data that best fits our analysis purpose, right? For example, you really love Hemingway and you want to study his writing styles only, so that you can, purposefully select the Old Man and the Sea textbooks for your final project. So you can focus entirely on his writing styles and explore the other NLP characteristics. So by using purposive sampling, we aim to have in-depth examinations of the text, and it is ideal for studying specific non-prevalent features. As I have mentioned, in this case, I want to study more closely the writing style of Hemingway, right? So by using the Old Man and the Sea, I can have very, specific investigations of his writing style. But we need to be aware that once we use purposive sampling, we should not generalize our finding to the broader populations. And purposive sampling is often combined with the other methods to balance the bias and the representativeness. Okay, so we have gone through 3 techniques of sampling: random sampling, stratified sampling, and purposive sampling. Now, um, for acquiring data, we also have a range of techniques that I want you to explore. Okay, wait. All right, okay, that's it better. I don't like the noise, background noise of the air conditioner. So depending on the nature of the text, we can have a varieties of data acquisition techniques. For written text, we need to have physical access to the source of the text like libraries, archives. For web data, then we need um, tools like Google Bots for scraping the data and extract the right kinds of information that we want. For spoken language data, then we need technology to record and transcribe spoken text into written forms for analysis. For domain-specific corpus, usually we need collaborations among the domain experts, and sometimes we need to have access to the databases on the repositories of the domain corpus. Like if you want to read some academic journals, you need to buy accounts online in order to have access. Now, the key qualities in a corpus is the representativeness and also the diversities of the text. So when you build a big corpus, not the one like the final projects that have only 50,000 tokens, but okay, for big projects, the corpus need to reflect different genres of text, registers of the text, the topics, the demographics. I mean, different group of people in a community. So by genres of text, I'm talking about types, categories like news articles, fiction books, comics books, academic journals, and by registers, okay, we are talking about formal versus informal text. We talk about male language and female language. We talk about the language, the styles of different groups of people, like young people, old people. They can use different registers. Okay. And when we look at the demographic inclusivities, we should also try to cover different age, genders, social, economic groups. So to put this in a nutshell, when we build computational linguistic corpus, it's important to consider a range of factors like genres, register topics, social economics groups, to ensure that your corpus can capture the richness and diversity of the language, and that helps the platform or the tool you use to produce quality output. Now, once you have accumulated the data for the corpus, for some natural language processing tasks, we need to do annotation. And in our previous lessons on pass or speak tagging or POS, you have tried doing some manual annotations and then automatic annotations. So basically, with manual annotation, we mobilize the human expertise in describing the linguistic features, like deciding verb, nouns, adjective, determinants in your POS topics. Apart from the POS tagging, we can also pass trees like in the constituency and dependency grammar last week we worked on. We also have projects for extracting named entities, for analyzing sentiments, and for clarifying semantic roles. Now, we do not have time to cover name, entity, sentiment analysis, and semantic roles, but in the textbooks, there are a lot of demonstration projects on extracting name entities, on identifying sentiment analysis of the text that you can explore for yourself, considering the background in coding and in the linguistic foundation that you have built so far. Right. So by automatic annotations, we do not use the human expertise. Instead, we use tools like NLTK, Spacey. I hope those two ring the bells to you in our hands-on activities. Now, the automatic annotation, of course, can very efficiently help us to scale up large corpora, and it saves a lot of time, a lot of human labor. But then there are the issues of qualities and the performance of computational algorithm. You see, some of the complexities of languages cannot be captured by even by human, not to mention computers. But with the computing power we have today and with the huge amount of data available, the qualities of automatic annotation has been improved a lot, and you have seen that in the syntax parsing and the dependency parsing last time. Oh, by the way, last week we used NLTK and Spacy to parse sentences into trees. How did those trees that you created go in your syntax class? I mean, did the tools we built last time do a good job of building the language tree for your syntax class? Yeah, I want to know your feedback for the tool that you built last time to analyze the language trees. Okay. How does it work for the syntax assignments? Oh, I see. Okay, so you did not have the chance to use it in your class. So I should have, put that topic in your computer lab 1 or 2 weeks earlier. Okay, that's fine, but it shows you how powerful those automatic tools can become with the computing power and with the data that we have today. Now, so to improve the qualities of the corpus created with automatic annotations, today we tend to combine both manual annotation and automatic annotation, and this is called semi-automatic. This hybrid approach to annotation tries to balance the speed of automations and the nuanced understanding of linguistics. So semi-automatic annotation helps to balance between speed and accuracy in building the corpus. Yeah, and it also contribute quality data to improving the qualities of automatic annotations. All right. So lastly, we need to look at some of the annotation standards. Now, by going with annotation standards, we can ensure consistencies across the corpus. We also ensure that data can be easily extract and integrated into other corpus, and we can compare one corpus with the other when we own apply to the same. We all use the same rules, okay, in building the corpora. So the pantry bank that we explore in paraspeak tagging is a very commonly used corpus, and if you want to contribute the data to pantry bank, of course you need to go with their annotation standards. You need to use the same definitions of the tags. Oh, by the way, could you tell me again how many tags do we have for the pantry bank? So we have VB for verbs, JJ for adjectives, for example. So those are the two tags. Now, how many tags could you go back to that topic, or could you set and let me know how many tags in pantry bank do we have? So if you build the corpus using the pantry bank standards, you must use those tags. Okay, great, thank you. Exactly so. So 36 tags available for pantry bank, and you must use these tags in order to make sure that your data are compatible with the pantry bank. Now, just last time I took you on a tour of universal dependencies grammar, and we also explore the universal dependency tree bank. Essentially, it describes the structure of the sentence by identifying the roots and the dependencies. So pantry bank is a typical project for describing structural languages, like especially European languages, while universal dependencies are more popular with languages that are less structured and they can't be described using a Chomsky model. Vietnamese is considered one of those examples. Remember some of the cases of Vietnamese sentences we discussed in the class, right? Mai mưa, you cannot identify the subject and the verb in that sentence. Cô ấy đẹp, you can also identify the verb and the noun phrase in a sentence. Now, we have a variety of resources in natural language processing for working with corpuses, and one of those tools is the Annotation Graph Toolkit, or AGTK. annotation graph toolkit. It helps us to create and manage annotated corpora, and it encodes annotations across different linguistic layers like morphology, syntax, semantics, and discourse. So those are the three widely used annotation standards in corpus linguistics, right? The Pantry Bank, Universal Dependency, and AGTK. Now, lastly, let's look at the challenges in developing annotation standards. Now, to begin with, we need to cross-check the data by using inter-rater or inter-annotator agreement. So this is a costly technique for building databases, but it helps us to eliminate possible quality issues in the database. So it's very simple. Once you have created a database, let's say you do paraspeak tagging for 50 or 100 sentences, I would send all of your POS tagging to another person to review. Okay, that's the one inter-annotator agreement. Or I can ask somebody to do the whole analysis completely from the beginning, and then use tool to track if there are differences. And of course, we always find differences, and then we're gonna look at those differences and decide which one is better. In our second meeting on ambiguities and complexities of language, you know that language can be ambiguous both at the morphology and at the syntax level. So it's very important to resolve ambiguities in linguistic annotations. So to deal with ambiguities, we need clear instructions, and we need to include strategies or rules to help the annotators deal with ambiguities effectively. And in dealing with linguistic ambiguities, we of course need to go through a lot of training, and the learning curve can be quite steep. That's why you as language students need to learn computational linguistics to help the computer engineers to solve linguistic ambiguities better with your expertise in languages. another thing that we need to address in building corpuses is the constant evolutions, the constant change and updates of language. It's important to be open, okay, and accept new theories, new advancements in annotating language. So for the applications of linguistic corpus, of course, there are a lot of NLP tasks that would be impossible without the corpus in the backend. For example, with chat GPTs in generating text, actually, it makes use of very huge corpus, right? So ChatGPT is considered, the most successful language model today, and its corpus is really huge. Now, can you go to Google and search for the information on the ChatGPT corpus and share with me in the text window how big is ChatGPT corpus, how many tokens, how many texts, how many articles, how many books were used in the corpus that trained ChatGPTs. And please share that into the chat window. Now 5 minutes. So you see, this is why Sam Altman claimed that without using the news articles from some news agency like New York Times, the qualities of ChatGPT could never be the same. Okay, so 45 terabyte in size and more than 130 gigabytes data of high quality text. How many tokens are there in the corpus of ChatGPTs? Now, your final project corpus has around 50,000 tokens, right? So how many tokens are there in the corpus of ChatGPT? For 096 What is that number, Jin? Okay. You need to provide more information to have it make sense. Oh, I see. So ChatGPT has around 4,000 tokens, so it can generate around 3,000 words in one go for ChatGPT 3.5 model. But let's see the output of ChatGPT. I'm talking about the data, the corpus that was used to train ChatGPT. Yeah. So the next part of the information is right. Yeah, it has about 570 gigabytes of text that was used for the training. That's huge. I think with 50,000 tokens, your corpus is less than 1 megabyte. All right. So you can see that the size of the ChatGPT corpus is around 1 million times bigger than the one you used in the final projects. Now, with language data, we can do information retrieval. We can build question answering systems. In our last session, I showed you the Theory chatbots and the Theory AI tools. Let me share that link again. Right here. So if you go to tư vấn tiêu hóa, tư vấn tiểu đường, cao huyết áp, and cơ xương khớp, they are typical. Okay, now could you click on that link and go to tư vấn tiêu hóa tiểu đường, cao huyết áp, and cơ xương khớp. Now these are typical questions answering system where you ask questions and you get answer from a trained chatbot. And behind these healthcare consultations engines, we use a lot of questions answer pairs from online sources like this one. Okay, let me give you. Okay, so the four question answering system that you have seen were trained on data curated from the health column of VN Express, and of course there are many other health data sources collected too, but this is a very good example of how a corpus can help in building a question answering system. Now the corpus is also very good for sentiment analysis. We do not have time to explore this topic, but please look at the Python projects in chapter 17 of our textbooks. There's a practical codes for analyzing sentiments and how they can be used in real world tasks. Similarly, for discourse analysis task, we can do text summarizing. We can also extract key ideas by measuring the linguistic distance that we explore in topic 1 and 2. Now, when we build linguistic corpora, your final projects, we first need to collect metadata in order to describe the data better. We also need to go through a process of data cleaning and pre-processing, especially when you scrape data automatically. Right? You don't want noises, or bad language data come into your database. And we need to, of course, be careful with the copyright issues. Make sure that the information you use for your final project come from public domain, so that you do not get into any possible troubles later on. We also need to comply with ethical consideration when building corpus. For example, obtaining informed consent from the owner of the source. We need to ensure the confidentiality for the data, and be responsible in sharing the data, in using the data for the training. So those are some of the examples of ethical standards in building corpuses. And in the previous slide, we have already touched on this topic. Quality assurance is also important, and there are a variety of steps we can do to make sure that our corpus have high qualities. Okay, so we have reached the last lines of our discussions on corpus linguistics today. Now, I just want to sum up everything by inviting you to visit the Computational Linguistics Centers of Associate Professor Dinh Dien. Now, his center is, well, let me share my screen. His center is mainly focused on building corpuses. So if you go to materials tabs of our course and click on this website, and yeah, click on resources, corpus, and you see yeah, they used to hire a lot of linguistic students, and Dr. Dindian even asked me to help in the recruitment of linguistic students who can help him build corpuses like this. And I think in this artificial intelligence era, there is a lot of demand for people who have strong foundation in linguistics and some skills in processing linguistic data, like what we have been doing so far with Python and Google Colab. So if you go into the centers to apply for jobs, okay, the ideas, okay, the standards that we have discussed today are gonna be very important. Now I think it's time for a break now, and do you have any questions or comments before taking the break? Alright, if you do not have any questions or comments, then let's break until 10 past 10. After the break, we're gonna go back to your course to do some review, and if we still have time, we gonna look quickly at computational lexicography. Okay, so enjoy your break. Okay, everybody, let's come back. Now, are you ready? If you are ready for the next sessions, please type yes into the chat window. Okay, good. Thank you. Now, this is the last meeting. Well, let me share my screen so that you can follow me more easily. Okay, see, this is our last meeting I need everybody to go to topic 7 and do the end of course feedback. That's one activity. Let's see what else needs to be done. And the final project submissions. It's gonna on the 25th of February. So from now until the next presentation, I want you to look at your final assignment. Yeah, let's see what handouts is available here. Yeah, please click on final project submission. And go through the requirements of your projects. This is your last chance to ask questions, if any, relevant to your final projects. And the due date is in 3 weeks time, starting from today. Yeah. Okay, so please take a look at your final project to see if you have any questions or comments. Okay, print the. I have a questions from Minh Hạnh, right? Print the frequency distribution of the 20 most frequently used words. Now with this, okay, please use the lexical content words. Don't use da. Okay, so I want you to use the từ nguyên thôi, lexical words. Because in actual analysis, you usually ignore articles, functional words, okay, and punctuations. Khi mà chúng ta phân tích ngôn ngữ, xử lý các cái task ngôn ngữ thì thường là chúng ta không có quan tâm đến các cái từ ngữ pháp và dấu câu, cho nên là các bạn lựa ra các cái từ nguyên để các bạn chạy cái frequency distribution. Rồi các bạn có câu hỏi gì nữa không? Nếu mà trong vòng 5 phút nữa mà không ai có câu hỏi gì thì chúng ta thay vì thì coi như là mọi thứ nó cũng ổn rồi thì chúng ta sẽ có một cái final project, xin lỗi, cái final topic là Computational Lexicography. Đó là như vậy, là cái nhiệm vụ của các bạn cuối khóa là cũng khá là rõ ràng rồi ha. Đấy, các bạn thứ nhất là xem lại các bạn nhớ xem các cái materials trong lớp học được đưa lên nè, rồi thảo luận các cái câu hỏi ở trong diễn đàn. Đấy, thì thầy thấy mấy ngày nay đó là các bạn cũng đã thảo luận khá là tích cực rồi. Đấy, thì cái topic nào mình chưa có tham gia thảo luận đó, đấy, thì nhớ tham gia thảo luận để có điểm midterm, phải không nào? Này, các cái hands-on cần phải nộp. Và đặc biệt đó là các bạn nhớ làm cái end of course feedback để thầy biết xem là cái khóa học này mình cần phải thêm bớt những cái gì, gặp khó khăn gì, thuận lợi gì, vân vân. Okay, so if you do not have any issues with your online portfolios, your homework, and the final assignment, then let's explore the last topic of the course, computational lexicography. So computational lexicography is mainly about building electronic dictionaries. Today we no longer use electronic dictionaries as often as we used to, but they still play a very important role in natural language processing tasks. So let's start. The role of computational lexicography is to build electronic dictionaries, thesaurus, dictionaries that help you to find antonyms, synonyms, databases, and even the word nets that allow us to explore the linguistic distance across semantic concepts. I think in the first part of the final project, you are required to use WordNet in order to explore the similarities in meanings of words, right? So all of those was possible thanks to the use of the electronic dictionaries we see today. The lexical resources provided by computational lexicography can be very useful for language students, of course. Whenever you search for an online dictionary or a thesaurus tool online, you are tapping on the resource from lexicography. And apart from that, language researchers, writers, and even teachers of English can benefit a lot from the resources. So the role of computational lexicographer is to compile, manage, and organize lexical data, and also ensure the accuracy, the reliabilities of the data provided in those resources. Now, in turn, the AI tools that we use today are also built on the lexical data provided by the electronic dictionaries that we see developed online. The main techniques used for building the online dictionaries are paraspeak tagging, and I hope that by now you are quite familiar with the topic because we have done several hands-on sessions on POS tagging. And apart from analyzing syntax to design the part of speech, morphological analysis in order to understand the constituents of words also plays an important role in building these resources. So the hands-on sessions in the previous classes that we try to parse the syntax, try to analyze the semantic relationships of words. They are all relevant to developing electronic dictionaries. Now, the lexical databases for building electronic dictionaries also part of the corpuses that we mentioned earlier. So in these lexical databases, we can have phonological informations. We can have morphological properties of words. We can also have information about the syntactic, semantic relations of words. So the databases that are used to build online dictionaries also similar to the corpuses that we use for machine translation, for question answering, and for information retrieval. In the textbook, we try to explore three very popular lexical databases, including Pantry Bank, and I think you are now very familiar with Pantry Bank. It is a database of sentence trees that you have built in our last hands-on session. And apart from Pantry Bank, we also have Morpholex and FrameNet. So could you please go to Google and explore Morpholex. You see, Morpholex is a combination of morphology and lexicography. It helps you to list regular inflectional derivational affixes in the families of text of words. Okay, so please go to this link and I will return to you very soon. Okay, so when you select a source of text in the morphologic tools, it provides you with information on the prefixes, suffixes, in real context. Now I think they put a very nice article here. So this is an article on this is the articles that use data from morphologics to demonstrate the vocabulary resources that students need to reach different levels of language. Okay, so let me explore another corpus. I select apply linguistics here, and this time I choose the list tables and choose level 2. Affix, and then wait for the analysis. So that's a hands-on experience with morphologics from this website. Okay, Lexictutor. If you want to have more information, there are several good articles here that describe the morphologics database in details. So from those analysis, you see there's interesting information like 60% of new words a reader encounter are morphologically complex. They have at least 2 morphemes, and these morphemes may be either roots or affixes. Okay, so if you do some morphological analysis, or you are teaching morphologies in English, then this database is going to be useful. It's also very useful in computational linguistics for describing the structures of words. Now the next corpus that I want you to explore is called FrameNet. So could you please also search for FrameNet too? Yeah. So FrameNet is project of the originally it came from cognitive linguistics. The ideas of FrameNets come from linguistic theories called frame semantics in cognitive linguistics. So in the beginning, sessions, we have already talked about the ideas of mimicking the human brain in machine learning and in processing linguistic data. Some researchers also suggest that we need to build a network of meaning similar to the way we process meaning in our brain, and that's how frame semantic came about. So it is like this. Whenever you say a word, automatically in your brain you trigger a frame that includes a network of related concepts or related words. So when I say restaurant, instantly in your brain you have a frame of related words to restaurant, like food, like knife, a fork, spoon, table, menus, bills, managers. Okay, so all of those are part of the frame in your brain triggered by the word restaurant. Now FrameNet project try to describe that by visualizing concepts. So if you go to FrameNet data and then clicks on the drop down menu, there's something for you to explore. Now I want you to click on frame index and then click on a concept. Let's say clothing. So I click on clothing. You see this frame refers to clothing and its characteristics, including anything that people wear, the wearer, you see, the garment, the style, the materials, description, the body location, sub-regions, dark green color dress. So these are all the related concepts to clothing described by FrameNet. And if you scroll further down, you can see creator, descriptors, materials, and then the relevant concepts or the lexical units in the frame of clothing, like apparel, attire, bone gown, bathrobe, bikini, blazer, blouse, boots, bow ties. You see, yeah, these are all the so ChatGPTs and text summarization tools and text generation tools are able to generate a lot of natural sounding and relevant text thanks to a FrameNet database like this. When you put in a questions, it extracts the keywords, and then from those keywords it can identify the related words or concepts thanks to FrameNet description here. So let's say I want to explore bikini as a noun. All right, if I click on annotations, yeah, I can see all the data here. Now, another tool that will be very useful for you to explore is to go to FrameNet data and then click on FrameGrapher. It allows you to see a concept in green and all of its related concepts visually. So let me select another concept. Let's say control, and I want to see concepts related to control. So control, being in control, you have dominate, kidnapping, so and it describes the relationship ties by using different arrows, different color here. So let's check on food and view the frame relations. From food, tasting and physical entities. It related to ingestion. Now I want to see, instead of 2 levels, I want to see 3, and this time I want to show all frame relations of food. And from food, if you want to see other concepts, let's say research, where is it? Oh, it's here. Okay, now I have a hands-on activity for you. I have a question here. I will come back to this question later. Now let's keep going with the hands-on. I want you to list relevant concepts to military. Okay. So I want you to explore the military frame and list the relevant concepts. Now, so please go to FrameNet online, explore the military frame, and list some of the relevant concepts in the chat window for me, please. It seems like I have very poor connection right now. Can you hear me, everybody? Because it shows that my connection status is not very good at the moment. Okay, good, thank you. So please explore FrameNet and give me some relevant concepts. I have to stop sharing the screen to improve the connection quality. Now, everybody, let me repeat the task. FrameNet is an important and very useful lexical database. I want you to go to FrameNet, explore the concept military and its related concepts, okay, in the frame, okay, military, and type into the chat window some concepts related to military. Ủa sao lâu vậy các bạn? Thầy chờ mãi sao thấy không có ai post lên trên cái chat window vậy? Cái này dễ mà. Ok, yeah. Force, processor, descriptor, domain. Còn mấy bạn khác thì sao? Operation. Ok. Rồi đó, thì các bạn thấy là để mà build được một cái database mà nó mô tả cái mối quan hệ giữa từ này với các từ khác như vậy là nó vô cùng công phu. Đấy, và người ta số hóa lên được một cái mạng lưới như vậy. Nó giống như là một cái bộ não của con người đấy, khi mà xử lý từ phải là đấy, thì cái từ một cái từ là đó, khi mà nói một cái gì đó là ngay lập tức là cái background knowledge của các bạn là nó được nạp vào những cái từ đó. Cho nên là khi mà bạn hỏi ChatGPT về ví dụ như là khách sạn nào tốt ở Paris chẳng hạn, thì ngay lập tức là nó sẽ nạp những cái gọi là khái niệm liên quan đến khách sạn. Đấy, thì nó sẽ xác định được là bạn có thể là một du khách, hoặc là bạn có và ngoài cái vấn đề khách sạn ra thì nó là còn có chủ đề về thông tin về du lịch, về văn hóa, rồi vân vân. Đấy, đại khái là những cái đó nó đã được mô tả trong những cái database như thế này, và nhờ đó thì nó có thể giao tiếp với bạn và nó generate ra những cái nội dung mà nó thật sự là hữu ích, đúng không? Chứ còn nếu mà làm lung tung tự nhiên bạn hỏi về khách sạn, nó đi nó trả lời những cái câu hỏi liên quan đến sao hỏa, đến cây cảnh vân vân. Đấy thì cái chất lượng trả lời nó sẽ kém đi rất là nhiều. So the lexical databases that you have explored, Morpholex, PentryBank, and FrameNet, okay, are just work in progress. You can see that there are still so many other concepts that are not covered in these databases. So a very important task for people like us is to expand the lexical resources of the databases by contributing to the project. Now, these databases are very useful for a variety of tasks, including extraction of lexical information, as I have mentioned in the examples of somebody looking for good hotels in Paris, and then ChatGPT understand all the relevant information. Simply if you go to Amazon and you buy something like you buy the computer, right? And then thanks to these databases, the machine knows that the laptops is relevant to computer software, so it will deliver advertisement on the necessary softwares, the necessary gears that you may need for your laptop, like the backpack, the mouse pad, the webcam. Yeah. Now, challenges in computational lexicography is similar to the challenges we deal with we deal with the building corpuses. To begin with, we have ambiguities, multiple meanings for one word, and the ambiguity can be at the syntactic level. So this requires work-centered disambiguations that we cover in session number 2. And then language, keep growing. For example, about 2 years ago, I am sure that almost nobody know the word ChatGPT, right? And if you search for lexical databases on the internet before 2022, I'm pretty sure that you find very little discussion or mentioning of ChatGPTs. But from 2023 until now, you can tell, artificial intelligence, AI, ChatGPT become the new buzzword. And you see, it's interesting to observe how a new word become so wide in our daily conversation now. So the job of computational lexicography is also to constantly update those databases to reflect the trends and the updates of the language. Now, computational lexicography have similar applications because to a certain extent, okay, computational lexicography is also about building linguistic corpuses. So it helps to enhance the qualities of information retrieval. It helps to do text mining. Now, in our textbook, there is a chapter on name entity recognition, and there's also Python projects, okay, for the topic. Please take a look at those topics. NER, right? Okay, it's going to be very useful for your final projects too. And these databases also helps us to learn languages better, like Morpholex and Pantry Bank and FrameNet describe the relationships or the compositions of words, and of course they are very useful for a variety of tasks like speech recognition, like machine translation, text to speech, and phonetic transcriptions, similar tasks. We can also do word sense disambiguation better with the support of these lexical databases, and sentiment analysis also benefit from those lexical databases. So when you can identify relevant concepts to an adjective, for example, it helps you to quickly decide whether the context is positive or negative. For example, if handsome a trigger, and in FrameNet you can find relevant concepts to handsome that have positive values, then the sentiment analysis tool can come to the conclusion that the text, okay, has positive connotations. In this example, these hotels have a lot of handsome decoration, even though that sounds unusual, but the computer can identify the sentiment by exploring the concepts from its databases that we have explored earlier. Text summarizing and text generating can also become more efficient thanks to the lexical databases like Broadbank, like FrameNet. Oh, I think there's another database that you should explore. Broadbank. So in our book. Okay, I also provide you with some examples, hands-on projects using the prop bank Corpus. So essentially, prop bank is different from FrameNet in that it is verb oriented, while FrameNet is more focused on nouns, okay, and adjective. Well, let me try to see if we can have an online tool. No, we do not have an online database for exploring the text data with prop bank, but we can use the Python code in our practical hands-on sessions. Okay, so in this next topic on lexical databases or computational lexicography, I have tried to show you a few more useful linguistic databases that can support other NLP tasks. And hopefully with the two presentations today on corpus linguistics and computational lexicography, you see the huge opportunities waiting in computational linguistics. So you can contribute to this field by creating linguistic data, or you can build similar databases for Vietnamese. And I have mentioned this earlier multiple times. The reason we do not have as high quality output from ChatGPTs in Vietnamese as in English is because we do not have similar corpuses, lexical databases in Vietnamese as we see in English. But sooner or later, we need to build those, and people like you can play a role in those projects. Now, any questions or comments on our next presentations on computational lexicography? Oh, I have a questions, right? Pass the grammar rule one of those sentences using dependency grammar with spacey. Yes, I want you to draw, dependency trees, okay, with arrows spanning out from the root. Okay, remember the code we did last time? Okay. Đúng rồi đó. Ở cái yêu cầu này là các bạn vẽ cây nhé. Vẽ cây mà cây đó là cây dependency chứ không phải là cây constituency đâu. Rồi, hôm nay giọng của thầy hơi hơi nghẹt một chút rồi vì thầy đang ở Hà Nội mà đúng vào cái mùa nồm ẩm, được thưởng thức cái thời tiết gọi là độ ẩm lên ban ngày mà lên tới 90 mấy phần trăm, cho nên là mũi nó hơi bị nghẹt. Nếu các bạn mà không còn câu hỏi gì nữa, có đang đánh máy vào lên tra xem nào. Quyển sách của thầy thì người ta in xong rồi mà bây giờ dịp Tết thì lại chưa có deliver được, thì ngay sau Tết là nó sẽ được chuyển phát nhanh online, thì thầy sẽ gọi là gửi thông tin cho các bạn ha. Các bạn có thể đặt sách online ở trên cái cổng của nhà xuất bản Đại học Sư phạm Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh. Cái quá trình xuất bản nó khá là nhiều khê nó cũng phải qua nhiều thủ tục. Đấy, và sách này thì viết thì rất là mất nhiều thời gian và công sức, nhưng mà cái đối tượng đọc á, thì rõ ràng là chỉ dành cho những học viên cao học như các bạn thôi. Đó, cho nên là thầy cũng chỉ có thể đặt in được 500 quyển và đặt mục tiêu là trong vòng cái khoảng độ 3 năm là sẽ có 500 người học. Đấy, cứ một lớp như các bạn này phải có khoảng độ 20 hay 30 người, thì phải cần có khoảng độ 20 lớp, như vậy là trong vòng 3 năm thầy dạy 20 lớp thì mới là tiêu thụ hết cái số sách xuất bản. Rồi hướng dẫn giúp em bài cuối kỳ thì em phải nói cụ thể là em cần hướng dẫn cái gì chứ mình vẫn, chứ còn từ 2-3 tuần nay là tuần nào thầy cũng có gọi là quay trở lại cái final project để hỏi xem là bạn có trong số các cái task thầy mô tả đấy thì có cái task nào là các bạn thấy khó không, cần hỏi thêm không. Nhưng mà về cơ bản này thầy thấy 2-3 buổi hôm nay thì các bạn đều làm được cái bài cuối kỳ khá là ổn mà. Phần 10 đã cho code nhưng 10 từ trước là sao? Final project submission. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rồi còn cái phần này thì bữa trước làm rồi đúng không? Mấy câu này thì nhớ là mấy tuần đầu là chúng ta có làm rồi mà. Được rồi. Nếu như mà bạn Mẫn hay là bạn nào đấy mà có gặp khó khăn thì thầy chỉ là bạn có thể gọi là tìm cách sử dụng chat GPT nó nào để nó hướng dẫn mình cái cách gọi là giải những cái bài đó, nếu như mà các bạn mà chưa có làm được. Với lại thầy đã nêu trong cái yêu cầu rồi, tức là nếu bạn làm được đúng hết tất cả các câu mà thầy giao thì các bạn mới chỉ được 7/10 thôi. Bạn muốn được điểm cao hơn á, là các bạn phải tự học thêm nữa. Bạn có thể dùng sách, có thể lên mạng, có phải là dùng công cụ trí tuệ nhân tạo thế này nọ. Bạn làm thêm một số cái task nào đấy mà nó relevant, useful đối với công việc mà bạn đang làm, và bạn đưa vào cái final project thì bạn mới được điểm cao hơn 7 nha. Đó thì thôi, qua cái khóa học này là có được 8 tuần đó nè, 8 buổi học thì các bạn cũng đã gọi là nếm trải sơ bộ cái nền tảng của trí tuệ nhân tạo, và các bạn thầy hy vọng là các bạn cũng hiểu được tốt hơn chat GPT đấy, nó hoạt động như thế nào đó nào. Đấy, rồi cái cơ hội chúng ta có thể đóng góp vào cho cái việc phát triển năng lực trí tuệ nhân tạo của Việt Nam thông qua việc nghiên cứu ngôn ngữ học, nó nằm ở đâu. Đấy. Đặc biệt là thông qua việc xây dựng các cái corpus nữa này. Và các bạn cũng đã viết code được một chút xíu sơ bộ. Đấy thì chờ khi nào mà quyển sách in nó ra đó thì các bạn có thể xem thêm các cái project mà thầy đã chia sẻ trong sách, và cái sách in thì nó đi kèm với cái account. Các bạn có thể vào cái account đấy để tải những cái file mã nguồn mà thầy làm theo, hoặc là các bạn có thể mở rộng các cái dự án mình làm ra. Thế thì nhớ là sau buổi ngày hôm nay các bạn cho thầy cái phản hồi đó là ở cái final feedback đó. Cái này còn cái file PowerPoint đó thì thầy sẽ ngay bây giờ kết thúc xong là thầy sẽ up lên trên đây hết cho các bạn. Các bạn nhớ làm cái end of course feedback. Rồi, nếu mọi thứ cũng đã ổn rồi thì xin cảm ơn các bạn đã rất là hợp tác với thầy trong 8 buổi học. I really enjoyed working with you during the past 8 sessions, and I do hope that you find the course useful for your studies and also for your career. And the last thing I would like to say is Happy New Year. May you and your family be healthy, wealthy, happy, and lucky all year round. I very much look forward to your final projects after the Tet holiday. And for now, goodbye and good luck. Rồi, chúc các bạn cùng với gia đình sang năm mạnh khỏe, hạnh phúc, mọi sự như ý nha. Rồi, cảm ơn lời chúc của các bạn.